question mark of Michael Penix Jr.'s status. And let's just talk about what they have on this Atlanta offense. I mean, there's a lot there, okay? So Tua is going to be, when he gets a chance to play, looking at these guys, right? Bijan Robinson, who I still think probably hasn't gotten his due in the NFL, despite the fact that he's led the NFL with 2,298 yards from scrimmage in 2025. Drake London, Kyle Pitts returns. When you think about what's going to be at Tua's disposal, Chase, what do you think his prospects are fit-wise in Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the fit. It's going to be interesting to see him in Stefanski's offense under center because he's so much of a shotgun, quick game type quarterback. With McDaniel, I thought Tua played really well at times, and then there were times where you're scratching your head when he's had to get to his third and fourth progression, and he was knocked off the spot at quarterback. So he's very much a timing quarterback. He likes that offense. It's a very winnable division, and this is probably the best spot for him to go learn under Stefanski. If Michael Penix Jr. isn't ready, who knows? He might have a really good training camp when they're competing or whatever is happening. He might win that job, but like you said, Laura, those three weapons with Bijan, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London, that's really, really good for a quarterback coming off from Miami.
Yeah, I mean, there were some people who were down on this. When you think about Tua's skill set and what we're talking about here, who he's going to have at his disposal offensively, how do you think this is going to play out?
Well, first, I'm not going to be down on anything if it's $1.3 million. It's fine. But as far as his fit in Atlanta, Chase, you said something that I've been kind of puzzling over, thinking through, which is the lack of play from under center. You bring in Kevin Stefanski and you see the vision with Bijan Robinson under center, outside zone. And now they got two quarterbacks who haven't really played under center very much in the NFL. I am interested in seeing if Tua has more of a willingness to do so. But I also think you talked about his accuracy throwing underneath. You got some real potential here for a really effective yak-based offense, right? With, of course, Bijan Robinson as a pass catcher, but also even Drake London from the slot, slants, Kyle Pitts as well. And we know Tua can be an effective distributor. It does have limitations. There's a reason why he was available at that price. But I would be interested in seeing what Kevin Stefanski can do with him, particularly on the short to intermediate part of the field.
Yeah, great point about some of the similarities between those two quarterbacks. But coming up, Trey Hendrickson has found a new home in Baltimore after all that craziness. Chase tells us the impact this new addition could have on the Ravens defense. Don't miss exactly how this may look when we're back on NFL. Mina, the Panthers made a lot of big moves. What are your thoughts on what they did in free agency?
Premium prices for premium players. I know folks were surprised by Phillips' $30 million a year given the sack reduction or lack thereof, but this is a complete edge and a perfect fit for their defensive coordinator, Joe Evero's defense, which has a lot of similarities to Vic Fangio. Wants to defend the run with light boxes, wants to rush with four. Phillips, to me, allows him to do both of those things. I really loved, by the way, the signing of Rasheed Walker, the tackle from Green Bay, because Ike Ekwonu got hurt in the playoffs. This was a need for them. And to bring in Walker on like a $10 million contract, I thought was a massive bargain. So premium prices elsewhere, but they got a really great deal there. And in whole, I think this team got a lot better.
Kyler Murray spoke last week after signing a one-year deal with the Vikings. Take a listen to what he had to say about working with Kevin O'Connell.
I know he's had a tremendous amount of success with multiple different quarterbacks. I know what my skill set brings to the game. I know what I'm capable of. And I think that, again, like I said, I'm ready to come in and compete. And I can't wait to be under his tutelage and, like I said, get to go to war with not only Jets, but him too.
Adam, what more can you tell us about Kyler Murray's situation in Minnesota?
Listen, he went to where he felt like he was putting himself in the best situation for the coming season. The Cardinals are paying him $36.8 million. The Vikings are paying him veteran minimum, about $1.3 million. He is a cost-effective option for the Minnesota Vikings, and if he shines the way that, say, Sam Darnold did in Minnesota, he's setting himself up to be a sought-after free agent a year from now when the Vikings are not allowed to put their transition or franchise tag on him. That's part of the contract and part of the agreement of going to Minnesota. Kyler Murray chose where he thought he could shine.
Hey, last week.
And very. Here we go. Kenneth Walker going to the Kansas City Chiefs. He's leaving Tampa Bay. Jalen Phillips with the Carolina Panthers. Yep. And we got another one.
Trey Hendrickson reaches an agreement with the Ravens that will keep him in Baltimore.
We have some breaking news as we speak. Schefter can. I like that.
By the way, he's calling right now.
I feel like I'm doing Nightline from the Thunderdome.
Not much more powerful than Adam Schefter's phone last week. Free agency absolute madness. And today the madness continues with the NCAA brackets now available. Over 8 million of you have already signed up. Go sign up right now on ESPN.com. We thought we would help keep that theme going here with our own free agency bracket, because why not? It's March 16th. Let's just have a little fun. We're going to use this to determine which teams had the best signings last week. This is our bracket. Chase, you are up first with the 49ers versus the Patriots. Which one did you like more in free agency?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you sign a future Hall of Famer in Mike Evans, to me, you got to give it to the 49ers. Sort of hard to lose when you do that. I absolutely love the Mike Evans signing. True 50-50 ball guy, but he's a veteran leader not only on the field, but off the field as well. A perfect weapon for Kyle Shanahan. I mean, give me Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall when he can stay healthy. Sign me up for that offense. They got to figure out the offensive line a little bit, but Brock Purdy for him is going to be a huge hit. I liked what the Pats did. Romeo Doubs, right? Kevin Byard, I think, is one of the most underrated signings in all of free agency as a ball hawk. But like I said, when you sign a future Hall of Famer, it's gotta be the 49ers.
All right, so I'm gambling a little bit here because I'm not sure our production staff trusts me to actually populate this. Oh, look at that. Okay, 49ers. They were like, you could do it while there's video on the screen. I'm like, no, let me do it on camera, people. Mina, we'll continue here with two teams who spent a lot of money. Which moves did you like better, the Raiders or the Titans?
I'm going to go Raiders here because I just like these players a lot, and I like what they do for the young quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. Tyler Linderbaum, look, it's a lot of money, but I do think not only is the premium worth it because of the player, but also you have a rookie quarterback who's going to be playing under center, which he didn't do in college. You have a center coming in who's one of the best zone blocking centers in the entire NFL, but it can also set protections for him, so you're helping both the quarterback and the run game. I do think it was worth it. Naylor, an underrated addition. And then on the flip side, completely revamping your linebacker group with two former teammates, Dean and Walker, who I think have complementary skill sets. Again, big contracts being handed out, but they're being handed out to young players. So now you have a young core of the roster that can grow together around the quarterback. To me, they made the correct choices in identifying the players they needed.
By the way, this is a great reminder of what some of these teams did last week. If it's all kind of gobbledygook in your brain, we're telling you exactly what happened. Yeah. Next up, Chase, two AFC powerhouses in the Chiefs and the Bills. Which team in our bracket here did you think did better in free agency last week?
Yeah, I got to go with the Chiefs. I love the Kenneth Walker signing. Aloy Gilman played with him in L.A. for the Chargers, thought he was great. And then just the fact that they were able to re-sign Travis Kelce back. I know a lot was made of all the trades and stuff, and then Tonga is an absolute bulldog at nose tackle in the middle. But the prize signing, without a doubt, is Kenneth Walker. It's the first time really Brett Veach has spent a lot of money on a running back. I know Mina likes this signing as well, being a Seahawks fan, but it's just one of those things where he can help the offense out so much, not only in the run game, right, explosive threat, but when you get a Super Bowl MVP coming over, and we talked about Andy Reid drawing up plays on napkins, but he's a much better receiver out of the backfield than a lot of people give him credit for. So I do like the Chiefs here.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about Andy Reid drawing up plays on napkins. I'm excited to see what he does on a napkin for Kenneth Walker. All right, Mina, we're going to stay in the AFC with the Steelers versus the Chargers in free agency moves. Who came out on top for you last week between those two?
This one's a little closer because I do like the Chargers' moves and what it'll do for the run game in particular. But I think as a whole, I prefer the Steelers really to a lot of free agencies around the league, just because of the value and the fit of the players. Starting with Pittman Jr., who they traded for, I think he complements